Okay, let's
Damn
resume
it, not me again.
where we're at.
Sorry.
I think we are on. I'm assuming this turn order is correct. If not, I apologize to anybody we're skipping over unless y'all remember. But it looks like Da Vinci's turn. That's probably
Yes,
where we just did it, or because yeah, you just dropped the thing and then we ended there, right?
yes, that's
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so we're starting over at top of the round.
Mm-hmm.
That's this dude. Person over here in armor looks over at the thing that just dropped in kind of shock, as they were not necessarily expecting to lose that many people at one time. Which, by the way, let me freehand a little bit of a drama in here. This whole area is gone, and we also had a partial collapse of this area. So I'm going to say the end of it curled down along with it. So that's all taken over. Sees that and is kind of torn on which direction they want to go right now, because this person is now alone against what appears to be at least one, if not two people. I don't know if this person over here can necessarily see Ambrose kind of tucked over there. Didn't you jump on top of the boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made my save to get
Yeah.
away from the collapsing dock.
So you're
That
over
one. Okay.
here. Just a little quick note on dodge saves.
Mhm.
One of the features of this game is if you do successfully dodge save, you have to relocate to
Okay.
the nearest position that would take you out of danger. Um, so that's going to put you right there. I think he's going to try to turn back and see if he can assist his buddy. I'm going to. These guys might change their stats a little bit here from what we've been fighting in the past, because the current rulebook now has general weapons enemy stats in it.
Nice.
So I'm going to put them on an actual written stat so that we can kind of keep track of that.
I like that tank top, by the way.
Thank
You
you.
look good in spaghetti straps.
I like them. They're fun.
That is to say, you pull off spaghetti straps really, really well.
I don't pull them
Yeah.
off on camera. Well,
Ha.
for free. uh,
All right, how much?
I'm gonna go with these guys are actual soldiers. We're gonna call them elites. So he has a movement now that has been improved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gonna go there. Range combat now has a range limitation of 20 squares. That still puts him in range of Evelyn. So he's gonna take a shot.
I
Is
would
that
like.
Evelyn?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Oh no, wait, no, that's you're right. That is
Nugget might
actually
be
Nugget.
covering her icon.
Yeah, but Evelyn is. Oh yeah, because Evelyn picked up Nugget. Nugget got chucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
Evelyn
to get a
caught
look.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
Alex?
put her next to you so you can still access your icon.
Alex seems to be having trouble.
Oh no.
Yep.
Hopefully she's back now. Is everything okay?
Alright. Yeah, my Discord just like completely shit the bed.
Oh
like
no.
everything froze and then it crashed. So I'm back.
Welcome back.
Discord screwed up and crashed, and that never happens.
Never before.
Nobody's ever suffered this.
This certainly is the best of the available options. Actually, I don't have a clear shot from here. I have a big old crane directly in front of me. So I'm gonna move this guy again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we'll take a shot.
I am attempting to. I'll spend a endure to try and evade.
Okay. Go ahead and boost your evasion by 2. How many of those do you have left?
I think that was my last one.
Okay. Make sure that you bump your medium up by 1 because you spent under.
Okay.
This guy's stats. I can minimize this. Are 2. 88 plus.
Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
Plus, and then you're using a crossbow, which I'm going to say they have fine crossbows. 2. Boom. Fitting.
That's a miss.
Okay. Only has the one shot. So it goes whizzing by. Was that a miss because of your endure?
Yes.
Okay, so because you have armor on, and that's why you're able to use endure to boost your evasion score, that bolt just goes pinging off of the armor, and you have a momentary, I'm glad I was wearing that.
Yep.
Um, Next person up is Nugget. Nugget is still very cold. And also unconscious, I believe.
Yeah, I bonked my head on the way down.
It's true.
Mhm.
This person over here. 1, 2, 3. Is now within response range. You can swing back with a melee weapon.
Oh, you better believe I'm gonna. Let me see if my macro is still up to date. Yep. Looks like it.
Okay, I suspect that +5 is not accurate anymore.
What +5?
Well, I see D12 +5.
Oh, that should be. Well, let's see. My body is 4 and my horsepower is 1, and it gets added to my kick.
Oh, right. You know, you're right. It is. So yes, hell of a hit. This guy charges in, you thunk him in the face. Because it is a kind of approach attack, you get exploit on it. So 2d6 additional.
Oh, exploit is different.
Yeah, because wounds are different. So
Sense.
youch.
And now I will never roll good again.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good though. This guy charges up his sword in hand, and you proceed to do something. Do you want to kick? Do you want to use your spear? What did you do?
I stamp the Dance of Longinus against the ground and then just kind of stomp on it so it is like levered down directly at his shoulder, like where his shoulder meets his neck.
Oof.
It does rather appreciable damage to this poor fellow.
And just kind of let it bounce back up to my hand.
He will swing back at you using a sword. This guy was melee. Plus with a fine
Oh
sword.
no, it's not right because I have to simplify melee attacks now.
That's true. Plus sword +1. A 13.
Let me check my stats real quick. I believe it's 12,
A hit.
so I think that hits.
The sword is d6 plus d8 plus dude's stuff, which is 4. 14.
14 wounds.
14 wounds.
How is there a way for me to mitigate that?
Not really.
Okay. I could not remember.
And he will go for the second attack. 20 is going to hit.
It sure is.
9 wounds this time.
Alrighty. The first one was 14.
Yeah.
And the second one is 9.
And if y'all can plug your wound totals into your little red bubbles on your character icons, just so that I can kind of keep track of the rate that people are taking damage.
Okay, let's see.
With that, it is Ambrose's turn.
One moment. I'm trying to see how many wounds I have. I don't think I have 20 max wounds. Okay. Let me put that on my bubble. You said the red bubble?
Yeah.
Okay. Not 200. I am not some kind of rhinoceros man. All right. I am going to fly up to this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What?
Imagine if you were. You could
A
do a scene
rhinoceros
where
man?
Ace Ventura comes out the back into you.
Or I could stomp the ground to territory.
Yep.
All right. Then I'm going to attack him with my spear, which I
That's
pull out of my earrings and jab forward into him.
because rhinoceri don't make jokes. They fucking charge your ass.
Okay, so that's slash roll. What is my difficulty on this?
So it's 1 because you're in melee now.
Okay, so I get a d8 and a d10. Wait,
2d8.
No, it would be 2d8 normally, unless your body exert is what? 1 or 2?
3. It's 1. It's 1. Never
Okay,
mind.
yeah,
So it
so
would still be 2d8.
yeah, it's 2d8, yeah.
Plus my melee, which I don't have anything in melee. I specialize in range. So this is not going to be great. Ooh, that sucks. And I have a fault in it.
Definitely not Grant.
Nope.
We're going to miss. Take your second attack.
All right. This time I will attempt to. I'll just do that again. My bite is going to be the same.
Oof.
Nope.
Wow.
I'm rolling like shit today. This sucks.
Yeah, get this out of the way.
Yeah.
You teleport into his range and proceed to buzz around him most annoyingly.
Yeah.
He attempts to bat you away.
Okay.
Evelyn, you're carrying dinner and also taking a little bit of damage there.
I am flying away.
Okay.
So, sec. My movement speed and my movement speed is 6. Oh, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pulling Nugget along with me.
Okay.
And then I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. And then I will attack this guy with my talon.
Okay. Real quick, let me check something here to see if I did this or not. I can't specifically recall if I did. Pixel, you are devouring my monitor. Why would you do this?
Maybe because you keep putting yummy things on it.
Mhm.
fluffy cat.
If you'd stop rubbing raw chicken all over the monitor.
Okay, I don't think I did anything regarding this yet, so go ahead.
I
Who are you shooting at? Sorry. Okay, so
This
just
fellow.
so that to remind you, that character is currently locked in combat with George. There would be a complication for that. Shooting into
Okay,
close
never mind.
combat just complicates your attack. You can shoot for the other guy.
Okay, yep, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll shoot for this guy over here.
All right, 14 will hit. Actually, 14 hits dead on, so that is a crit.
Nice. What happens with crit again?
Add another 2d6.
Okay. 14 points of damage.
Nice.
All right, and that is my turn.
Okay. Fidelity.
Okay, first things first.
Hang on a second. How did that work out? Didn't you just attack this guy? Oh no, you just did a hell of a lot of damage when he was coming in. That's right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I
Yeah.
did I did a punish and opening
Yeah.
attack.
Mhm.
It was very effective.
It was very effective. He's looking pretty beat up.
Yeah, but so am I. Um. Oh. Wait, I can just go here, and it'll tell me what I can do.
What are you doing, Floofster?
All right, I'm gonna paint F3 ventilate,
Okay.
saturating.
Trying to ventilate that guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to first things first, I'm gonna make this square he's standing in here. Which one is he in exactly? He's kind of an
It's like this one.
okay.
He's off to the side because that's just where the friggin' thing put him.
I'm gonna put a breeze blowing towards the water.
Okay. So you're aware, dude does not have a whole ton of hit points left. Like, if you wanted to just axe him, you probably could.
Well, I'm still gonna attack. This isn't an action.
Oh, okay. Kind of an action.
I can paint once for free, right?
That's true, yes.
Okay.
There's no real harm to it unless you don't manage to successfully roll the medium for it. But I don't expect you're going to have that much trouble doing that.
I don't think so. But reconsidering that, I'm gonna put it here. Try to blow this guy off
Okay.
of the pier
Have at it.
into the water. 13 over
channels?
4.
For sure.
So it's a resist save versus 1.
Okay. Plants his feet.
What's that?
He plants his feet to try to resist.
And
And I recheck the resist thing. I believe it's body endure or body exert, right?
It's a good question.
Let me look. Saves. Resist. Body exert versus difficulty. And then add the resist save to the roll. His exert is pretty good. Plants his feet and rolls like a frickin' champ.
I should say. And then I kick the spear back up and stab the guy in front of me.
An 11 is gonna miss. Do you want to twist it? You gotta get to a 14.
I would like to twist that.
Okay.
That's an endure, correct?
No, the twisting is through medium.
Oh, okay. And that's plus 1d4?
Yep. You got it.
Yeah.
15 now for 16 damage.
Yep, that will hit and also do the deed, whatever the deed may be.
Just stab him in the gut and leave him falling to his knees. And what's my movement? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll come after this guy.
You charge past as this guy sinks down to the bottom, catching sight of fresh blood on your spear, having scraped out of the interior of this shell of armor. It's a pretty badass looking video game, I dare say. There is a kind of sound that seems to linger for it, and the weird sort of realization as it thumps down that he doesn't necessarily despawn. How you choose to process this moment is up to you, as it happens rather quickly and you're moving on to the next threat. But there is this kind of chill behind you that that body isn't going anywhere. It's just sort of bleeding out on the planks.
That's why I'm moving on to the next target as fast as I can.
I'm just going forward.
I gotta get the work done and process later.
You are charging into this guy's range. He's gonna swing at you.
Can I evade?
What you can do? Let me check the wording really quick. Oh, it's just in the right section and then I moved.
I think if I do, I won't have any move left.
Just a second. Okay, here we go. No, there isn't really a way to avoid this.
Okay. It's important for me to know since I'm going to start running a playtest soon. I need to start really paying attention.
What I think I am gonna do though is probably make it so that the threat responses specifically don't get the simplification for melee, since they're being done as a reaction. Boo, 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 boo. This guy goes to swing. I'm rolling really well.
Wow.
So sorry.
How dare you?
That's-
Why are
Look,
you
that-
cheating?
It's respectable rolls. I'm just saying.
Look, it's fine. I just need you to roll crap on the next roll.
Yeah, that's, I mean, understandable. You know, there you go. That wasn't awful.
That's yeah, that could be worse. I'm not looking good.
Oh no.
You had another attack, I think?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. And I'm in fact I'm gonna say I'm looking real bad.
Oh no.
However, that is looking pretty good. An 18 will hit, and the 14 is just enough to finish him off.
Yay.
Just like take the hit and just like in a panic ram the spear through the eye socket in his armor.
You
Oof.
can, you aim up, he aims down. You feel the sword puncture your side as your spear comes through the back into the helmet. The impact from the spear through the back of the skull is sufficient to peel the helmet off, and all
Ew.
you see is kind of like a shocked eye with the spear through the other socket, his helmet dangling off the end of it as his sword is
Oof.
lodged kind of in your side. Uh, the weight of his body dropping yanks this your spear tip downward and pulls the sword out at the same time as he falls to the floor.
I pull my spear back and turn to take a quick assessment of how everybody else is doing.
Looking around the
And that's the end
battlefield,
of my turn.
go ahead.
I said that's the end of my turn. Go ahead, though.
Okay. Looking around the battlefield, you can see two bodies now on this deck. You having made short work of both of them. The one that you just put a spear through has additional claw marks coming from Evelyn, who is still aloft but panting, damaged, holding on to a discolored and motionless body um, as she struggles to kind of remain aloft. Um, that body probably being held with medium on account of. Oh no, wait! You put your wings on your back. So
Yeah.
yeah, being being cradled kind of close. Across the way, there are still two more combatants, and Ambrose, who is buzzing frantically around one of them. Um, you don't see much else going on. Where Da Vinci's ended up is anyone's guess. At this point, they're probably a little hard to spot underwater unless you're really looking. The fire behind you is out. Um, People up top are beginning to grab ranged weapons and take aims. I'm actually going to give them a round of firing here at a section to see if they can go after this guy that they might be out of range for just regular bows. Coming off the end here, they are out of range. So they just kind of plunk into the water a little bit or hit the armor and glance harmlessly off, just not having enough energy to do anything. Um, at that point, there's yelling and grumbling, and a few of them are looking for the planks to try to get out there to try to help out.
Hey, bro, come back over here, man.
You cut out a little bit.
Hey, Ambrose, get back over here.
Okay, I suppose.
Uh,
Oh, hey, the body's despawned.
They did. Look at that.
You were wrong.
I did. Yeah.
so quick thing. When the fight started, I turned into a form as a giant shadowy owl with a whatchamacallit, a
Vagina?
leering skull face.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
So I'm carrying Nugget in a single talon.
Gotcha.
Talon.
Imagine like carrying her like Have you ever seen one of those claw thingies they use to pick up blocks of ice?
I thought she was going to pick up stuffies.
Mhm.
She's just
That's better.
perpetually falling out.
That's just occasionally having to go back down and pick her back up out of the water.
Please
It's like,
don't
God,
drop
these
me.
things are rigged.
Yeah,
Those claw machines are rigged.
They
They are.
legitimately are. They're a scam.
hmm I spent so much money on them as a kid, though.
They're a good scam. They work.
Yeah.
I should
There's an
send that
arcade next
to.
to me where it's only a quarter, so it feels like you're not getting scammed, but you're getting scammed.
Yeah. It's actually part of the scam strategy.
You're getting scammed slower.
Mm-hmm.
That's how FIFA was able to steal thousands and thousands of dollars from people before they realized how their microtransactions were adding up.
hmm
Sometimes into like single people.
Just jotting down
Ooh.
notes here real quick.
I should send. I should suggest that to. Is it a scam? Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Having done that, you advance to this person's turn, who is going after Ambrose.
Okay.
You say one of these guys is attacking Ambrose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Ambrose, do you have a respawn?
I don't know what that means.
This was out of character.
Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, my evade went
Okay.
down to 16. Oops.
My rolls continue to be pretty damn hot. So that's definitely going to hit you.
Yep, that hits. How do I...
10 damage. At least that one wasn't very good.
Okay, that is good. That leaves me with half, so I will bring me down to 10.
Not right quick.
Mhm.
Just to remind you, depending on what you wanted to do with your Endure, you're not armored, but you can use Endure to move one space in order to, like, as a response to an attack. It wouldn't
Oh,
matter on that first attack, because this is still in melee range, this is still in melee range, etc. But
yeah,
if you did it as a response to the second attack as well, he wouldn't be able to hit you,
okay.
because that would take you out of said range. Or if you moved over
That would,
here, you just wouldn't be on the platform anymore.
yeah. The only downside of this, I only have 2 Endure left, and I don't want to spend those right now.
That's valid. You also only have 10 wounds left, which is well within
That's,
sword crushing range.
that's true. Do I get to attack him for attacking me?
No, that's not a thing anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we pulled that out. So second attack, if you're not going to be doing the endured thingy,
I'm
11.
not.
I think that misses you.
That's a, yep, mine's 16.
Okay, he is going to attempt. Oh no, he's not. He can't get a bonus action with a 2, unless I roll really, really badly. Can it happen? Nope. Da Vinci's. Up top, it is difficult to see much, but go ahead and do a body perceive at difficulty. I'm going to call it 2, because it is very clear
Oh.
water.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure my body perceive is yes.
Very good.
Hey.
You do notice blood beginning to seep through this area over here in exponential amounts. Like it was a drip drip at first, but now it's soaking the bottom as it goes through the boards. Something died up there. And it's very concerning, because you know that at least one of your friends was up there too. But there's a part of you in the back of your mind going, we don't really bleed all that much anymore. We kind of like ooze, I think. I think this is human. I think this is human blood.
Okay.
You cannot, however, confirm it. It's difficult to see anything going on up there. Nor can you necessarily hear the hooves that are still clopping around upstairs. All you can see is a great deal of blood that is seeping down through the boards. You're also still alone on the water. There's not a great way back up except to actually try to climb up this fallen pier right here, which would give you a route to kind of clamber onto one of these boats. You'd have to pass the bodies that you drowned. Alternatively, you could try to climb your way up one of the piers that are holding the other dock on and climb through the hole over here. Or you can go to the boat launch way over here if you want to just move as fast as you can.
I believe I will try to climb up the broken pier.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself.
That seems not only the most the most promising. It's also, I know there were enemies up there, and there might be more. So, let me see. Wait, I believe my move was 5? Oh, 6. Nice.
How is everybody faster than me?
Because yours gets bigger as you get older. By the time you're done, your move's going to go up by 6.
You say my movement speed is only 5, but I get triple that when flying. That's why.
I believe I am under the effect of an electric EDA.
Yeah, I think that's true. Or didn't you save against that? I can't remember.
I legit don't remember if it was saved or not.
Well,
I don't remember.
roll the save now. Just roll an endure save. I think it's difficulty 2. Or a resist save, rather. Difficulty 2.
Okay. That was the difficulty against body, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So. There it is. Sorry, I had to find my list.
Okay. So, yeah. You go ahead and move normally.
Okay.
Oh my
Also,
gosh.
Adobe frickin' Acrobat is looking at my rulebook and being like, this appears to be a long document. Save time by reading a summary. Bitch, I want people to read it. But, like,
Well,
And you can't turn that off.
nope. It's a feature.
It's a feature. I want it gone because it does that to me every single time I open a game book.
oh, but you'll save so much time.
It'll save me so much time in not finding what I want.
Also, it just
But-
promotes this idea of, like, the value of a thing being how quickly you can get through it.
Yeah.
But AI is so useful.
Okay, I guess second movement somewhere here, and then the climb starts.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to handle that.
So you get over there. You can actually climb up it. You are exceptionally heavy, but we're going to say that it's going to hold if you're careful about it. So we're going to call it difficult terrain. You just get half movement on it.
Okay.
As you're making your way up it, you're going to have to kind of bypass the bodies that have fallen down. Several of them are kind of lying adjacent. You didn't realize it from how far away you were, but one of them has their helmet has fallen off. They are face down in the mud. You can't see the expression on their face.
Yeah, there's a brief pause and a look, and then quick thought. Just grateful he or well she, I don't know, is lying face down.
You have initiative 2, which usually is going to make it difficult to get a bonus action. One of the new features of Endure
Yes.
is that you could spend an Endure point to guarantee a bonus action if you wanted to.
Ooh. Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
I have Endure to spare.
Then take your bonus action.
Be 1, 2. Yeah, only 3. You said difficult, so.
Yeah, you're having to kind of carry yourself up this teetering thing very carefully, both with your weight and the fact that it's certainly not structurally sound anymore.
Yeah.
As Vincetta follows up, the kind of double vision of the person is now within your collective consciousness. Something happened as you passed by. Maybe it was your weight, maybe it was the current shifting, but that body is shifted and half the face is visible now. Vincetta is able to see this kind of pallid, shocked, panicked, frozen expression on the bottom of this body where Vince wasn't before, and the two memories are overlapping in a weird juxtaposition.
That is both disorienting and depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good about that.
Up top.
Quick mechanics question.
Mhm.
Do I have to spend two endure for both of me to get the bonus action?
Is your endure pool combined? Like, you don't have double endure pools, do you? I don't think.
No,
No, then you're fine.
I just have one particularly big one, I believe.
Yeah. No, then you're fine.
Okay, thank you. Continue. My turn is over.
Dude up here gets to go now. I think we'll be going probably into the immediate threat, which is over here. We'll take a swing at Ambrose. Ambrose is 17.
That does hit me by 1.
Better than hitting you directly.
Yo. I'm still gonna explode. Yeah, I explode.
Guy charges in at full speed, thrusting forward with the sword as you fly upward. You see it coming toward you, and there is this kind of almost detached realization of here we go again.
Yep.
Oh boy.
It sinks through the gut. You can feel the kind of coldness. This is a different feel from the owl, who was very warm when you were consumed the first time, and a different feel from the time that you were slapped out of the sky by the back of some giant's fist. This strange mix of sensations of various ways of being killed now fill your memory. This one brings kind of a shiver and feels like it fills you up from within
Mm.
in a way that is deliberately somewhat erotic.
Do I get to roll my d4 to see where I'll spawn next time my term comes up?
I actually believe you get to control that with your motif, or with your
Oh,
manifestation, rather. I'm checking real quick.
okay.
Alright, insects. Legion. If an insect is down, they may abandon their body, manifest out of another latent insect within d4 distance. And then for you... T-Fins. Localized rebirth. When using Legion, you can determine the d4 die without rolling. So
Okay.
yeah, you can decide where you want to be. If you want to be in the same scene or elsewhere.
Yeah. I would like to be in the same. Hang on a second here. Yeah, I want to pop up in the same scene, but I would like to pop up closer to Fidelity.
Okay, you can put yourself there. You
Okay.
get to determine it. There has to be a bug in the sequence. There's probably one on the bottom end of that pier, I'm sure. So you're going
Yeah.
to appear above the water line, but under the deck.
Okay.
You kind of like swirl out of medium out of this insect that spawns into you, and find yourself just soaked in blood because that's where the corpse was that Fidelity just impaled.
Yep.
But you can look up and see his hooves above you, and off over
Yay.
here as this person over here shakes your body off the sword, and it occurs to you for the first time because you haven't necessarily seen this before. Your body doesn't vanish. There's still a dead Ambrose attached to that guy's sword.
Disturbing.
Very disturbing.
He shakes
But
it
he
off
probably
with
thinks it's
disdain and
interesting.
plops it down on the ground right there. To others around, Ambrose just got impaled. It's not the first time most of you have seen him die, I don't think.
Mm.
I still watch very anxiously until he reappears next to me.
Well, I'm under the deck.
Under, yeah. You don't actually immediately see him. He pops up under the deck.
Oh no, and then he falls into the water and drowns because bees can't get out off the water tension.
Okay. Nugget, go ahead and do an endure save. We're going to try to revive you just so you're not spending most of the session out. So
Okay.
this is a body exert score against difficulty 2.
Okay. My body exert is also 2.
So 2d8, and then add whatever your resist save is to it. You got it. You shake off the cold and also your debilitated state, but you are kind of fucked up at the moment. Did we roll an injury for you? You did. You have a headache.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you
concussed.
got a concussion. The world is spinning. It is. I mean, the world is kind of spinning just because you're in somebody's talons right now, which is shocking enough on its own. As a very large bird of prey has now seized you. It might take a moment to realize that that is an ally. But you are cold and shivering and hurt real bad. As you're kind of looking around yourself, your body is just kind of full of holes, punctures, and slashes. And there's this weird kind of juxtaposition of like blood coming out and also medium, depending on how kind of cognizant you are. The more fear takes over of I'm hurt, I'm injured, I'm bleeding, the more blood kind of seeps forward. The more you kind of bring yourself into parallel with where your world is, the more medium kind of comes forward. It's sort of shifting back and forth depending on your interpretation of your state.
Guys, where am I? Where are my pants? Wait, I don't. Do I wear pants? I don't wear pants.
Ah, welcome
Who are
back.
you?
It's me, Evelyn.
Oh. Hi, Bebelin.
Glad to see you're back with us.
Chicken wakes up confused in the talons of an owl, a predator of chickens.
I'm going to put you at 1 wound. You can otherwise act as normal, but everything that you're doing right now is complicated by virtue of your head injury.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little dazed and confused. Am I on this hole here?
You're both hovering above it right now because you're
Okay,
being held.
cool. Gotcha. Well, I can't really take movement while I'm being latched onto, but I might want to flail just a little bit, just because I'm in kind of a dazed state.
Evelyn, you can feel your charge squirming and trying to break free.
I'll let go.
Okay.
And I fall straight into the water. But that's okay, because I'm an aquatic bird.
It's just a matter of kind of remembering if that's true or not. your chicken reflexes say this is not a great situation, but your reptile reflexes say it's fine. You've got this weird kind of double thing that is going on right now that in your concussed state is difficult to justify. You find yourself not breathing and panicking about it, and then not dying because breathing isn't a thing you really need to do.
Which makes it significantly easier. Because now that I'm under the dock, I'd like to go find a nice safe spot to figure out my life choices and remember where I am.
You can sink down to the bottom of that pier right over there, the little pylon, and
Yeah, let's
hang
do
out
that.
with a couple crabs.
Let's just do that. We're just gonna.
You drift haphazardly down to the bottom where the crustaceans dwell.
Welcome to the crustacean nation.
Yeah. They are not unlike the bugs that you used to peck at. Some of them are much larger.
Might pack back.
Gonna take stock of what's
y-
around me.
If you attempt to peck, you miss by like 6 inches because you're seeing like double crap. Ambrose, you are awake.
Yay. All right. I'm going to first let me measure something. Hang on. Let me zoom in. 1, 2, 3. Damn it, I zoomed in too far.
Are you trying to figure out how far you are to the enemy?
Yeah, 19 squares. I can shoot them from here. I am going to do a little spin and shoot my stinger at them.
Okay. Ambrose emerges from the bottom of the deck, much to your relief, Fidelity.
Let's see. My accuracy from my sting is 2. And this goes off my mind, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2. So it's 2d8 plus 2 from my weapon and plus, let me check my ranged combat, plus 3 from my ranged combat, so plus 5. Wow!
Holy fuck. Well, you did just kind of resurrect.
That's true.
You attempt to fire your stinger, and there's ghost memory of the sword that was just in your gut kind of revives, as you catch a glimpse of your bisected body on the deck, and feel this kind of sympathetic connection to it. Um, you are unable to fire that. On a double one, you got to spend another action kind of composing yourself.
Okay, I will do that then.
If you want to go for, oh, you had to move, didn't you?
To get here, yes.
Okay.
I appeared there. I don't know if that counts as a move.
Oh no, you're back. Okay, so if you want to try for the bonus action, go for it. 2d10.
Okay.
Or use it in endure.
Damn it. Of course, now I roll high. All right, fine. That's my turn.
You can twist that if you want, or you can use the endure to guarantee it.
I will. Let me see how much medium I have. Oh, I topped off because I got that one back. All right, from the recap. All right, I will twist that, and that's a D4 away from it.
Yeah, but you're at an 11, so you're. Oh no, wait, you had a 7. Yeah, so yeah, roll a D4.
Okay. Come on, baby, roll good for me.
Wow.
Hey!
Going well. All right, you do it.
All right, I would like to try and shoot my stinger again. As I spend the action, like I kind of close my eyes and I rub my little hand face and take a deep breath, and I'm like, you can do this. You've done this before. Oh, come on!
Oh, I'm glad it wasn't another double one, though.
Yeah.
You appear a little shaken up.
No.
It plops into the water.
All right. That's my turn.
Evelyn.
All right. I am going to drop the nugget
Into the hole.
right here on the deck.
Well, Nugget's already at the bottom of the deck. That
Okay.
handled last turn.
Right, yes. All right.
Kitties.
Oh, I'm so badly hurt. I don't really want to fly back into combat. What to do? What to do? What to do? I guess I'll make a ranged attack at this fucking guy.
I don't
Probably
think you're
have to move
close
first.
enough. Yeah, you'd have to move.
Okay, I don't know what my range is.
20. Range attacks, maximum range is 20.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll stop there.
That's close enough.
Yep, and I'll make another claw attack at him.
That'll hit.
It's supposed to be 1d6, sorry, but that's still a 16. All right.
I was gonna say, I'm not really sure how that roll works.
Sorry. Oh no, that macro is for my damage, but it's also still works because I have a 1 in body exert. So
Okay, well, it hits.
okay, yep, we'll figure this out later. It's fine. 7.
Okay.
Then I'll do another attack. Is shoot, mind, or body exert?
Mind.
Okay, so I actually get 2d8 for this.
Nice. Look at that.
Only 4.
Less nice.
And that is my turn.
Alright. Looking pretty hurt, though. Fidelity.
Yeah.
Speaking of people looking pretty hurt.
Can I see Da Vinci over here?
Uh, Probably. Do a body, perceive at difficulty 2.
If it's something that I would have to check, hold on for a second.
If the camera is concerned about my hand motions, I am in fact petting the cat.
Beautiful.
That's a long second.
I assume one of his parents is asking him to do something for them.
Probably. Which is why we're all gonna look at Pixel now.
Yay, Pixel!
Yay!
Yay.
Hello, Pixel.
Many floof.
Much.
Oh, sweet little baby.
Baby.
Oh, she's so fluffy.
Aww. Very cute.
She can't keep getting away with this much floof.
No, it's criminal. She's been cited on it before, but will not cease.
Sorry about that.
This is
I think that if I have to check for it, I'm not looking.
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna run over here and grab this ladder and shove it down through the hole.
Okay. It'll be a support action to kind of like finagle the ladder over, but you're able to get it down there. I'm gonna say it's long enough. Why not?
And then I'm gonna jump down the hole to start looking for the Vinces.
You leap into the water. It is a. What is your experience with ocean swimming? Would you say, as a resident of a deep Midwestern area and then New York?
I would say none.
None? Okay, fully none experience. How about like swimming in a pool or anything like that?
Probably done. I've probably done quite a bit of swimming in a pool and probably a fair amount of swimming in like lakes and rivers or
Okay.
ponds in people's backyards.
So depending on the clarity of the lakes and rivers you speak of, and whether or not you stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to,
Yeah.
um, do I get points for that? Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You this may be a different experience for you. For one, the sheer volume of water is a little daunting, as is the kind of depth that you arrive at upon jumping in. It is Titanic. This is most of the world. Um, the things that could be in here are very large. You're not necessarily immediately seeing, something that looks predatory, but you are immediately seeing very large creatures. There's big turtles. They're fully the size of you, 6 foot in diameter. They're big creatures. Large fish that are swimming about, stuff like that. The undersides of the boats. Um, and even though the water here is pretty calm on the shoreline, there is enough ambient motion in it to kind of toss you around back and forth in a way that places that don't necessarily have these levels of tides don't do. Um, there's a very instant kind of recognition that you're not in a bathtub. It's not a swimming pool or even a calm lake. If the weather turns, this is going to become a frightening, situation. The other thing that you see is a great deal of blood behind you, uh, and probably blurry-eyed, some forms moving over in this direction. The clarity is enough that you can see that far, but you're not wearing goggles or anything, so it's hard to pick out what those things are. They're the right color to be Da Vinci's.
I imagine he's going back to the surface, like rubbing his eyes out, like it's not like a lake at all.
It's also very
It's full of
salty.
salt.
Yeah.
It hurts. It's like opening your eyes in a pool. It's got too much chlorine and fish shit. I bet, and that's probably all of my actions.
Okay.
So I'm just like sitting there, like rubbing, like holding onto the ladder, like trying to rub all of the salt water out of my and various ocean detritus out of my eyes, as it's not something I was prepared for, and probably something that Fidelity will get over, as is a major difference between myself and my character. I feel like he will like end up eventually loving the ocean and being on the beach.
Well, we are all here to live out our fantasies.
Whereas, as everybody knows, I regard the ocean as volatile and an enemy to mankind. Something that we
Oh, it's
something
good.
that we really should do something about, but everybody just keeps ignoring.
The ocean is wonderful and beautiful. How dare you?
uh, this guy over here will move to the edge of the dock and attempt to take a shot at you here in the water. I'm going to complicate that shot because you do have water that you can kind of duck into, which provides you a fair amount of cover. Actually, I don't need to complicate that shot. You could just use cover. So I'm going to say you have intervening terrain. What's your evade?
Who's the targeting?
You. There in the drip.
Oh, sorry. I thought you. That's Fidelity. Or, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
Evelyn.
that's Evelyn. No, I got the wrong person. Okay. Going after actually Evelyn. We'll take the shot.
Okay.
Probably does not have cover up there in the air.
Yeah. Fuck.
I think that might hit.
That hits.
Roll 20's kind of determined today.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we're all in agreement that the GM is cheating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Crossbow fires upward. Twang. Where is the crossbow damage? 2d6.
Hey, Fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
You might still get to rescue somebody.
9 plus ranged attack. Four. So 13.
I'm down. Fuck.
Whee!
You couldn't see. I had my fingers crossed. I'm like, come on. Less than 3. Less than 3. Come on. Fuck.
You fly back out, brave as ever. As we have seen of Evelyn, typically charges back into combat regardless of the risks, which may be a case of bravery, heroism, or perhaps foolishness. We're not certain yet. No one's asked. but she tends to get back in there, and has unfortunately intercepted a crossbow bolt. You kind of feel it, try to flap yourself to keep yourself up, feel woozy, and then plummet down into the water. Fidelity, you see this occur as Evelyn plunks into the drip.
Yeah.
I would spring into action, but it's not my turn.
That's fair. Second shot will go over toward Ambrose.
Who I think it's under the dock somewhere.
Ambrose is kind of on the side because he had to be able to take a shot towards somebody who was on top of the dock. So
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, Nugget can also see Evelyn fall into the water. As can probably Da Vinci's if they turn around. As it's a big thunk and is rather audible.
It'd be hilarious if they ran over and we're just on the bottom jumping up and trying to grab her out of reach. Like something stuck to the ceiling.
I think a 12 misses Ambrose.
Yep.
Okay. Does not succeed at another action.
I don't know if Jean-Luc is that pretty.
Okay.
And a 12 misses Ambrose.
Yeah.
Let's see. How much movement do I need to make to actually get out of this? 4. Probably 2 movement actions just to get off the broken parts of the pier. So yeah, let's do that. And you know, as they are both climbing out of the pier and out of the water, there are thoughts of, okay, maybe that was enough killing. Maybe it's all right. Maybe they're willing to talk. And then Vincent just comes out and sees the dead Ambrose lying there.
Fully impaled
And-
in a gooey mess of medium.
Uh-huh. And that goes just right out the window. So these people are hurting my friends.
To the bottom of the sea with ye.
A couple of things go through your mind as you get up here. One, dragging yourself onto this dock was a very precarious process. It's already kind of damaged and you weigh a fuck of a lot. You're able to pull yourself onto here as one person. Two, maybe too much for this dock to handle. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not. Two, you've got a friend who just dropped down and you're not personally aware of anybody else who's in the area that can save her. If you split up, you can be in two places at once. You just don't function very well when you're separate.
There is also, there's nothing I can actually do for Evelyn is the problem.
There's also that to consider.
Because Vincenta could just turn around and, get there, but she's not doing any good standing at the bottom of the sea.
It's true.
Anyway, I'm spending another endure to get a bonus action because I want to move more. And just with a loud roar, charging towards that guy.
You pull yourself dripping out of the water to this startled individual's worry. They will attempt to swing at you on the way in.
Yeah, let him. I would like to increase my evade with another point of endure.
Okay.
It's not gonna help the way you have been rolling, but I'm gonna try.
Actually,
It helped.
it helps.
It actually helped.
Yay!
Tries to swing at you and does not succeed. Sally forth, I suppose. Well, I mean, I guess it was the end of your turn, huh? That was 3 moves.
Yeah, Vincetta is following. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, is Vincetta also going up onto the deck there?
Yeah.
Charges after you. Moving at speed is a lot of weight. You are traveling as two giant granite lions down this deck. We're gonna do a little roll here.
Okay.
What do we want to call the odds on this?
50-50?
I almost don't know if that's like when you jumped onto it, it was a guaranteed kind of crush. That's from a pretty heavy height. That was off the bridge of the ship onto the dock. On it, there's probably, but their dock's already. I'm gonna say if it's below a 65.
Okay.
No, we always aim high. Somehow the dock survives.
I mean, it just barely broke last time. You rolled similarly high all the time for the dog. I had to work to get that thing to break.
It's true. Yeah, it's pretty sturdy. Services a lot of people. There's a joke in there about likewise, but.
Yeah, but that is my turn. I'm afraid. I can't do any more than that.
This guy will attempt to swing at you again. 15.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, this
sorry.
that's.
How much do the lions weigh a piece? Like 900 pounds?
Oh no, it's like thousands. Stone is so heavy. A regular lion weighs like 400 or 500 pounds. I think when we were looking at it before, it was like in the realm of several tons.
I mean, yeah, possible. I don't remember the numbers we came up with, but it was a lot.
Well, a ton cask weighs 2,200 pounds, so I hope this dock can sustain their weight, or they're gonna have a bitch of a time loading ships.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between like weight distributed across various carts and weight distributed across a paw that's like 6 inches wide while it's running. You know.
That's fair.
True. Also, this is one of the smaller ones. It might not be built that sturdily.
12 damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Swings the second time. The sword ping, careens off the side of your armor and actually falls out of the guy's hand.
Nice.
Oh, in case you didn't notice, I've only got the damage on the icon for Vincetta.
Okay.
Because
Actually
of
does succeed in getting another bonus action. Is going to use it to pick up the sword though.
Okay.
Scrambles and frantically gets it. Pulls it back up. Nugget. You see a large kaploot as somebody you know has fallen from the sky and is drifting downward toward the bottom. It's blurry and difficult to really pinpoint, not because you can't see underwater, you actually can. It's just that everything's a little blurry right now.
Mhm.
Wait, is that Javelin?
Yeah.
All right. Because I have double speed, I can actually like swim over there. I don't feel like I can see past that. But I do see somebody falling into the water, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm gonna go over there and see if I can maybe rescue.
Mhm.
Okay. Are you trying to push her up to the surface, or what's your goal here? There is a bridge, or a ladder rather, that is also down here. So if you wanted to try to drag her toward that, you could too.
Yeah, because I saw that come down while I was over here at the little pylon-y thing.
Right.
So yeah, let's at least swim back towards the very safe looking underside of the pier. There were very nice crabs down there.
There were.
Um and yeah, I want to move us at least closer to the pier, but wherever that ladder is sticking down.
Okay. Go ahead and do a body exert and athletics check. I'm gonna say difficulty to maneuver with
Body
this body.
exerts 2 and athletics 2.
So 2d8 plus 2. Nice. You're able to take hold with much smaller claws and yet no less mighty, and pull this limp body toward the ladder, where you can hook her on with, mercifully, her head above water. So you are no longer at risk of drowning. As long
Yay.
as you're kind of stuck over here, y'all can both kind of move back to this area. You are, however,
Come on,
injured.
Goblin, I've got you.
Also, that's why I want to get this resolved and get back to the party. Because Fidelity also wants to hook her on.
Eh.
Where did... That was a rough injury right there. I'm glad I didn't roll a d12.
Oh, jeez. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
What injury did I get?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out right now. It's just that once you get toward the top of the dice, it starts getting scary.
Hey, George.
Mm-hmm.
Remember all the injuries that Temperance got?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a lot.
Yeah.
There
I'm
was
working
4?
on fixing them. Yeah, 4. 'Cause I had to spend 600 of the 1,000 to repair her because Mike's character has the card.
I very much appreciate it.
No
Like
worries.
like the shark species itself, she just refuses to die.
Mhm.
Luckily for us, because she's like one of our best combatants.
Yes. It would be very, very bad.
The rest of the Earth suffering through the greatest extinction events in history. The sharks just chilling out in the corner, picking their teeth,
Yep.
waiting for it to be over.
Uh,
Yeah.
you are mute.
Oh
Oh,
no!
no, my voice.
Yeah, that's your medium. Fuck.
That's, unfortunately, going to be an issue.
Fuck.
Nugget, I think that's you done. That's 2 actions. You got 1 more. Nugget? Hello?
She might have died.
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh,
My
Oh, there
bad.
she is.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Evelyn is mute.
Oh, thank you.
Womp womp. Yeah, so that's 2 movement, and I don't have anybody around me that I want to engage in combat with, and I'm still a little fucked up, so yeah, aside from getting my friend to the surface of the water, that's all I really want to do.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
That's there. Real quick. This is a weird ad that's like popped up my screen, which I didn't mean to, but I was going to report it anyway. Apparently, Sinners was pitched as a franchise and has been greenlit for it.
Oh.
Sinners 2 now in development.
Hell yeah.
Sequel Sinners.
No, that's a good thing, Rowan.
Yeah, that's a very
Oh,
good thing.
sorry. I'm just sometimes I was worried it was we're gonna milk this for all it's worth, and then it dies.
Well, it's the same director, so I expect nothing but brilliance to come out of it.
Mhm.
Also,
We'll see
I didn't
how
realize it, but that same director is working on an X-Files reboot too.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
wild.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Boy,
that's really cool. I hope that turns out into something cool. I don't have much doubt that it will, because the first one was phenomenal.
I say reboot, the 2025 reboot of the X-Files. The shady government dark agents are the good guys, and Mulder and Scully are trying to find all the illegal aliens so they can deport them back to space.
No, Ryan Coogler would not let that happen.
Billy and Mulder are just tweens. It's presented by the CW.
No.
What's the CW?
It's an American broadcasting network that does stuff like Supernatural and The Vampire Diaries and shows
Oh.
aimed at teen audiences.
God.
They're responsible for the Sabrina live action and that.
No, they're not. Netflix is for the yeah, and it was pretty good actually. I liked it a lot.
Okay, what am I
It's
thinking?
not like the CW model doesn't make money. Like
It does.
they're still around.
I was gonna say, did they make fucking Riverdale? That's
Yes, they did.
They did.
They did
Yeah,
make
I think
Riverdale.
that was them.
Riverdale, the show that is every genre at the same time.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, like I saw some of the fucking like plot points for the shit, and I'm like, what is this?
Nonsense. Beautiful nonsense.
Nothing.
Something
John,
for everyone.
Do you know where my Aquabats t-shirt is?
I haven't seen your Aquabats t-shirt in years, unfortunately.
I've definitely seen it within a year. And I can't find it anywhere, and it would be perfect to wear to the P-Lander Z show.
That's right. We'll have to find that.
All right, bring it
Oh,
back
well.
to this real quick.
I don't-
Nugget is done. Ambrose, it is your
Sorry.
turn.
All right. Ambrose is going to try again. Hang on. Damn it, my mouse fell asleep. Okay. Let me scroll over to here. There's still one guy up over here.
There's
Hang on.
2 guys. There's this guy who's and that guy over there. Yeah.
I want to shoot at this guy with my butt.
All right, fire your butt.
Firing butt. 17
your
to
butt
hit.
strikes this time. You were able to summon up additional hydraulic pressure, or however it is that you fire with your butt.
Hell yeah. And I believe my stinger does a D10. Let me double check. Yes, it does a D10 damage, and I get +1 from my personal damage bonus.
Butt Lista.
Oh my god. I'm gonna
Can
need you to not do that.
I Is there a way? Is there a resource I can spend to reroll that, or can I just twist? Or can
All
I
you
not
can do is
twist it?
twist it. Yeah, it's.
I'll twist it. Fuck it.
You should be twisting with all of your attacks though. Like remember that
That's
embark
right,
gets
because
it back. Yeah.
I get my medium back. Yeah.
All right, so 4
All
damage
right.
to this guy.
Yeah.
Spiraling medium shoots out from however it is you want to do it. Actually, you're channeling this through your weapon, so however you want to determine it.
That's 5, isn't it?
No.
No, it's 4. 3 plus 1.
Because
Three
yeah, I
plus
don't get
wait,
the
sorry.
one.
Yeah, 3 plus 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do natural weapons come out of your weapon that you're gifted as well?
So the weapon that you're gifted it's like a spell focus. All
Oh,
that's
okay.
doing is serving as a way to channel your natural weaponry into an attack. All
Okay,
natural
he
weapons are
will.
inherently short-ranged. Once you have that weapon given to you in your instrument, you can channel them into long-range attacks.
Okay. So what he will do is he will spin his spear over his head and levy it at the towards the enemy he's attacking with the hilt, like the end of the haft up in the air, and the spear point pointed down toward the guy. And his honey-like medium will create like a facsimile of a stinger that will shoot out from his spear.
Ooh,
Hits
ooh.
him. Another attack.
Hell yeah. Yep, I'm gonna do that again.
Uh,
Yeah.
Just one question. Did you ever say what injury I got? I'm sorry.
You're
You're mute.
Mute.
Oh, right, I'm mute.
Remember?
Yes. Fuck. Sorry. Now I remember. Can't believe that slipped my mind.
13 to hit.
That is going to miss unless you twist it.
I'll twist it. Why not?
Do it. Now remember, you are using up the medium you currently have in stock, so just keep track of like that.
Yeah. I'm down to 2. This will take me down to 1, but next time it'll go up to 2.
You hit.
Ah, yay. Okay.
Do you have enough?
Yeah, I'll spend it. Why not?
John.
God,
John.
I'm trying. I'm out of medium now.
Well, I mean, you can't do it again, but like
Yeah.
3 damage.
Oh no, that was a 13 to hit. The twists were to try and get it high enough to hit the guy.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's
Yeah, so you did
15
hit.
to
So
hit.
1 damage.
Okay.
And you don't have anything else you can add to that?
Oh no, I thought that my damage. That's not my damage roll.
That's an attack roll.
Yeah. You said I could twist that attack twice.
No, it's once per roll.
Okay, then
Yeah,
ignore
so
that second one.
Your second attack, like according to what I'm seeing on the dice, yeah. There you go. There's your damage.
Yeah.
Okay. That is actually enough.
Yay!
What would you like to do there?
He will after his staff is pointing after the first attack, he will pull it. He will switch it so the spear part is in the air, and then he'll swing it back to the other position, and another stinger will come spiraling out. This time aiming for the eye holes of his helmet, and it will strike him there.
It works. You were able to confirm your hypothesis that the shiny stuff actually keeps the squishy stuff protected.
I will remember that for our next fight. Get myself some shiny stuff equipped.
This guy teeters and falls into the water. Plop.
Nice.
I'll tell you. Do you want to know what just ran through my head? This little stinger sticks into him, and he yells, "Oh no, I'm allergic to bees!" And Ambrose puts on sunglasses and is like, "Unfortunately for you, I am a turbo bee." And he's like, "I'm turbo allergic," and then he swells up like that dude in Big Trouble in Little China, and explodes in confetti like that headshot modifier in Halo.
Well, that is definitely an Adventure Time episode that you just narrated, but
Complete with the sound effect. Yeah.
yay! Yeah, that guy falls over.
Unfortunately.
Evelyn is downed. Fidelity. You saw Evelyn got towed to the ladder. You can actually help boost her up further because you're in the water if you want to.
I'd appreciate it.
His stinger struck me after passing through several dogs. um, I'm going to hoist her over my shoulder and climb back up onto the dock, laying her out on the side there, looking to see if she needs CPR.
Yeah, go ahead and roll medicine.
Oh, I'm bad at that though.
Yeah, I mean this is why they keep changing the rules of CPR, because one, people don't like kissing strangers, and two, nobody's real good at it.
Mhm. Like, if you're going to kiss strangers, you at least use tongue.
That's gonna be mind
Mind
exert.
exert, and medicine, difficulty, we'll call it 1.
There's rules to CPR.
There are rules to CPR. In fact, there's a whole certification attached to it.
Yeah,
Mm.
if you do it wrong, you can at the absolute least not save somebody.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
they would
okay.
always they would always rather you try something than nothing. But yeah, if you fuck it up, it can be not grand.
Also, it has a tendency to break people's chests when it works correctly.
Mhm.
So if you break their chest incorrectly, then you may as well let them drown.
Speaking of breaking chests incorrectly,
I'm gonna twist. Fuck.
you try. Um, I mean, how would you like to not do this? Do you just go straight for the boobs? Like, how does this go wrong?
I'm just blowing air into her stomach. I don't know.
You do your best, but it is not apparently provoking a response. What it is doing, much to your worry, is causing additional interior goo to seep out of these wounds.
Like, shit.
In
Try
a
to
weird
shove it
like
back
mix
on.
of blood and medium.
So
I tried to.
I was just imagining. Oh no, she's leaking. Squeeze. No, she's leaking more.
I was just like shit, trying to shove the blood back into the wounds.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's weird and
God.
kind of viscous, but it almost powders through your hands. As you're trying to move it, and there's this additional just kind of panic of like you weren't entirely sure what to do on a human body. That was already kind of daunting, but at least there was this idea of the inside stuff should stay inside, and the outside stuff probably shouldn't go inside. This way, the rules are all fucked up. It's all you don't know what this stuff is or how it behaves. It's almost evaporating the moment it touches your fingers. Do you use duct tape? Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. You're not really sure what to do here. The depth of the differences is becoming rather apparent.
I'm kind of like and then I just turn and throw my spear at this guy.
Amazing.
Do you have range to that?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
It'd be
pretty sure
about
you
right.
don't.
Be about right here, right? I'm 1 out.
Yeah. So I think you didn't have the actions. You had to haul somebody up a ladder and then do a support action for CPR.
Okay, never mind then.
So you
Oh,
are.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give up and then just pull her mouth open, and then use and then try to paint air into her lungs.
Excellent.
Oh boy,
Go
that's
for it.
not a completely terrible idea.
I just like that we're getting our first instance of inflation porn in here.
Oh God. It was only a matter of time.
And yet here we are.
It depends on how canon we make my exploding guy. Whether it's the first. I spent a medium, so I have to roll 2d6. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Ew.
Oh, that's a success.
Oh, cool. All right.
I didn't
Saturate it.
I didn't saturate that, so I only needed 2.
Okay. You do it. It feels like a struggle. It's hard to concentrate in this moment, and the initial failure of your physical attempt has you a little rattled. But you do successfully pull this off and create a degree of positive airflow in there that you're able to kind of manipulate in real time. And I will go ahead and make that a success. So you are stabilized. Yeah,
Evelyn.
yeah. Ellen is stabilized and has 1 wound.
All right.
So I'm just like kind of, telekinetically, I'm just kind of painting the air back and forth to inflate and deflate her lungs to make her breathe. And on the way out, it goes,
Well, it almost says. When you wake up, your airway and lungs are screaming at you. This was not necessarily a gentle process. Not only have you inhaled a lot of water from the time that you were briefly submerged, and also the scream of going into it, but also there has been essentially a bellows attached to your throat, trying to pull you back. You cough and attempt to make noise, but find yourself unable to produce anything that is particularly intelligible.
I look like I'm going to cry at this revelation.
kind of start smacking her on the back of the, between the shoulder blades, just like, cough, cough, cough it up.
You're just causing like additional blood to seep out here. She's not looking good. Over there on the dockside.
Yes, I would like to smush this guy who killed my little bee friend.
Go for it.
Smush him.
So, if melee attacks are simplified, okay, plus 10 plus 2 from melee, and did I have any accuracy on that? Yes, 2. 2.
That'll do it. Actually, that's dead on.
A 14. Oh, sweet.
With a delightful roll in the R.
So if it's dead on, first 2d6 because exploit.
Yeah. That hurt.
Don't get much better than that.
And
Gosh.
damage is 2d8 plus 2. That was not so great.
Still hurt though. Second attack?
Yes, please.
Not quite. You wanna do a thingy?
Yes, please.
That'll do.
Yay.
So say it's a good place to twist because you know you can't fail.
Yep. Only 7.
You can twist damage as well if you want to, but also you have another character over there.
Oh. Yeah, I also just noticed that I'm out of medium.
Yeah, okay. Then you can't twist that.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just have Vincetta join in.
So you can't pass through each other's squares. What you could do is have Vince hop off to the side here.
Yeah.
Okay. Vincetta will have to move into range.
Of course.
Yeah. Dude will attempt to swing. 16.
Yep, that hits easily. My evade is 11.
11.
I can take that. And more attacks here. Where was it? There it is. Rar.
Dead on. He's not going to survive this. There's no physical way to avoid the damage done. So on a crit, with only 3 wounds remaining, how do you end this? You can roll damage if you want to, but otherwise you can just kind of tear him up.
Nah, it's okay. They basically just batter him into the ground, or the dock.
You just keep
In this
slamming on the dock side until the dock breaks, and you push him through.
Yeah.
So like getting through. Outside there, sinks down to the bottom. There's a brief kind of realization in your mind of like, you know, at this point this is 4. It's not an accident anymore, you know. Like
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Yeah. No, this is more than a trend.
Yeah. You take a moment to kind of look around, and the dock appears clear. The folks who are on the boat have scrambled to the front, are now fully armed, had crossbows at the ready, and are looking around carefully. But the place seems quiet. It was a loud and brief exchange. This is the middle of the night, but there are still a few bystanders that have kind of fled for the sides. Other than that, um, a kind of hush falls over to the land.
Good to
Taking
know.
stock of your party, you have several wounded, kind of barely clinging on, but everybody appears to be able to kind of like give a thumbs up.
Some of us have to because
Yay.
they can't tell us they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ambrose is immediately going to start looking for Jean-Luc because he didn't see Fidelity get him to safety, and he's worried.
You're able to fly up, and eventually he kind of peeks out of a thing, saying, "Is it? Are you okay?
Yes, the fight is over.
Did we win?
Yes, although
Looks
some
like-
of our party were injured.
Who?" And he jumps up to try to help out.
Evelyn and Nugget, and I believe Fidelity.
It was like, I'm fine. These girls need help.
Various folks will now pour off the boat now and kind of help drag folks onto the dock, the now fractured dock, getting you all over to here, so that you're most done. Da Vinci's can kind of walk over in their own time as they go. The ship has taken a bit of damage, and
Yeah.
We're moving a lot more careful now than before.
the main area over here is pretty durable, I think. It was only those, like, you know, stops over there that were an issue.
Yeah, it's still, you know, not trusting the wooden planks as much as before.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to make your way off to meet up with them. Some degree of assistance is provided in terms of medicine. Several of the people who have some medical skill are coming over to try to make sure that you all are stabilized. There isn't much in the way of particular gastromancy to assist, but they do have some that they can provide to help out a little bit.
Is there anything special about the pies that Evelyn has on her?
No.
Okay. Figured it was worth a try.
Yeah.
The pies?
Yeah, remember you got like some meat pies from
Right.
Picture
Yes,
Lady.
yes.
Yeah, they're
I was just
delicious,
thinking
but they're
about
not
that.
enchanted in any particular way.
Okay.
Damn it.
However, these guys do have some preserved food that will give you a little bit of vitality back.
Yay.
I'm gonna say they have...
Why are you singing Sandstorm?
Because I keep making noises, and they're mocking me for it.
I see.
You are given a meat treat. Um, they pull some rations that have been preserved, and give it to you and say, here, this will help over time. It's all we got. Um, and they will hand it over to you, to everybody who is injured. Those of you who are injured over the next D4 hours, you will regain 10 wounds. I'm going to
Okay.
say it's going to work. This is all the same batch, so D4. So over the next 3 hours, you'll get 10 wounds back.
All right.
Nice.
The doesn't really feel like it's doing much right away, especially not compared to the food that you were given earlier. The food that you were given earlier is actually rather powerful gastromancy. This is kind of what they have available sitting around on this ship.
Well, it is much appreciated.
I will give Evelyn a shoulder, like put an arm around her, and I'll pick Nugget up under my other arm because I know they're both like wounded, and I will help them.
Nugget is you're feeling pretty disoriented as you're moved, but it is easier than trying to walk right now.
I happily accept whoever's carrying me.
Man, those
Unfortunately, you are not able to be held like Burger by virtue of the position. However, you can be held like, I don't know, watermelon, whatever would
Just put her on one of my bags if you want to.
held like noogie.
That's fine. I'm totally happy being safe and carried.
The captain rushes down to the dock, checking on everybody, and goes, I can't thank y'all enough. Come on,
Did you
come
steal
back
one
to
of
the
their
ship.
ship babies?
Ship babies?
Yeah, you got a little tiny ship down there that's like a baby version of one of those.
He looks momentarily like affronted. Like, what were you doing poking around under the tarp in the ship? But he seems to kind of take stock of the situation and the fact that he still has a ship right now, primarily by virtue of your efforts, and sighs, and says, yeah, we may have had a bit of an earlier altercation that resulted in our possession of one of their skycraft.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make. I try to speak, but I can't.
I'm just like, she's right. I think this like ups our compensation.
He looks back at the that broken vessel like this thing isn't this thing isn't really seaworthy yet because y'all didn't finish it.
And it's like, we did though. These are new holes.
No, you were still down
You gotta,
trying to do the ones below the waterline when you got attacked.
We
it's like
need to finish our job.
we gotta start all over, and now some of our folks need medical attention. So I think
He nods. He
gotta
holds out
get
a
him a
hand and
doctor.
he nods and he says, I understand. I understand. If we stay here, they'll send another wave. If can you get it fixed? Can it be done? If you can, I'll make it worth your while.
It's like, I mean, go get a doctor for these girls. Man, those guys are like,
Gonna need a bit of a rest, but yeah.
I will, fly up a little closer to the captain. I'll be like, well, most of the repairs were being done by Evelyn, and she cannot speak right now, which is how she uses her medium. So she does need care before we can continue.
Shit. Yeah. Sighs a little bit and then nods to the person who had given you the meat, who blows out this kind of like and digs around for something else on the inside, eventually producing a different dish It is. Actually, I don't know that there's one that will solve this that isn't too expensive for these guys.
Man, yeah, those sailors are like immortal technique.
Yeah.
They will fuck up a bird.
We'll actually. Here's the thing. I do have something that'll fix this. That isn't quite so terrible. Um, uh, Honestly, that's rather powerful. I should probably change the way that works. But for now, that is the way it's done. We'll produce a draught of this kind of like deep red liquid and hand it over to Evelyn.
I will take it.
You can drink that, and within the matter of a minute, you actually feel your throat kind of knitting back together.
Oh, thank you.
And this actually has 2 servings, so the other one can actually go over to Nugget.
I will pass it over to Nugget.
Nugget, you
I'll
drink
have
that in your
they're having.
to clarify.
Wow, this is the first time I've ever gotten undrunk.
Your wounds are still where they were. So you're still pretty haggard and stuff, but your injuries have resolved. The guy cautions you and says, "All right, this is sort of a temporary fix. You're being held together by hope and medium right now. You're still going to need assistance later on, but we don't have anything else that can heal you."
It's like, all right, let's get the holes fixed. Can you help with that?
You can't just call them the
Evie?
holes. It's Evelyn and Nugget.
Oh, fuck you.
Between the two of us.
On the one hand, that's offensive. On the other hand, Senna's a bit sad that she wasn't included.
Well, I mean, it's very specifically those holes. They were the ones that needed fixing. But yes, you were able to cast again, assuming you have any medium left.
Yes, I do.
Okay. The crew will actually kind of come together and sort of look at each other like sheepishly, and the captain will kind of conduct them forward and say, "Listen, anything you all have, now is the time." And the humans, not necessarily being super great at channeling medium to begin with, aren't necessarily sure how to donate it. But you find that the musicians, the ones that were actually doing the primary entertaining with assistance to you earlier, have a little bit of a better grasp on it. And they will kind of put their hands forward and put a point back into you.
All right, nice.
The captain orders a weather eye on the horizon just to make sure that nobody else is coming, and you can resume repairs. It's a somewhat more somber process than before. The crew is now helping out significantly more than they were. They were kind of acting like they were on shore leave before. Now it's kind of all hands on deck trying to get things repaired. They're using what physical materials they have to shore up the new damage while you take care of the critical damage, which was down at the bottom of the hull where the ship was actually taking on water slowly. to assist that process. Unfortunately, the attempt to create a new basket to carry the waterborne with just isn't going to happen. At this point,
Oh.
time and materials are not available.
Fair, I think.
I strongly suggest just like including me in all casting and just channel things over to me and let me do the rolls so that we have a better chance of success because I have higher dice.
That's true. You can donate medium to these tasks. With that being assisted, I think you can all kind of work together to get this done with reasonable brevity. But the dancing is and the flirting is no longer a thing that is necessarily occurring. Dawn's light is beginning to appear as you get this finally wrapped up, and you are able to come out blurry-eyed to the top of the deck where the captain is waiting with the crew. The ship is seaworthy again. It is in pretty good shape, all things considered. Nobody new has quite appeared, and new folks are beginning to show up on the side of the area. And several of the crew members are down talking to the dock masters and stuff about this, substantial damage that has just taken place. The captain's saying the damage to the dock is rough. We can cover the costs, I suppose.
Sorry about that.
It's like,
Yes.
hey, why do they have to cover the cost? All the damage was caused by those guys.
You're not going to get the trumpeters to cover that. He kind of winces down and says, "Listen, mates, you didn't have to do what you did, but you did, and we appreciate it. We surely wouldn't be here right now if you hadn't. I will spare you the extended version of our tale. I would simply sum up that they're not very pleased that we have in our hull what we have in our hull.
Who were they, anyways?
They're you don't know, huh? I guess that's not somebody that you know quite yet. At least not on the surface. They're a little more popular around the rim and in the interior. That's the trumpeters. That's I guess you could call it a company, a merchant company. The largest users of airships in all of Gallerie. We have one of them down in the hull right now.
That is an airship.
Well, it is when it's assembled.
Right, and they wish to protect competition.
More or less, yes. Air superiority is a very powerful force when you're dealing around the rim. There's a large entrance to the interior gallery over there. If you deploy from the side, you can get pretty much anywhere you want to, provided you have a ship to do it in. They're not looking to share that space. We have a client that would pay very highly for actually getting a hold of one of their pieces of architecture.
I see.
We were rather hoping to make this our last trip. It would be enough to retire off of. I don't
Is
think that's
there
quite going to happen anymore, but
is there a way that we could fix the docks like we fixed the ship?
probably. But you're not obligated to. This was obviously our situation.
Yes, but still.
I mean, also the docks, the people who run this town, they don't have any security on their docks. Like, there's no ships protecting this place. They don't have any cannons.
He kind of winces a little bit and says, I think you may misunderstand the nature of this particular enterprise. The Trumpeters are an enormous organization. They also deal a lot of business here and everywhere else. If they opened fire here, even to protect against this particular organization, the Trumpeters could just stop coming. It would hurt commerce here tremendously.
So
Okay.
they are in a position. They have something that everyone needs, so they can do whatever they want.
He kind of shrugs and nods and says, "Their beef was with us, and I suppose, in an objective sense, not entirely unjustified. It's probably time for us to leave this dock."
Yes, I would suggest that.
I just kind of look around, just like, should we try to fix like the docks a little?
I think we should.
Hmm.
At least this big hole where vents fell through. And
Yeah, at
and
least
I
that
think
one. Not the ones that we kind of broke might be beyond us.
you did that.
Yeah, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Also, how long can you hold your breath? You were down there forever.
That turns out we don't have to breathe.
Oh, that's cool.
No, me either.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can swim just like I can fly.
Oh, wow. Hold on for a second. I like jump off the dock and come back up, sputtering and grasping at the filler. It's like, oh, this sucks. Slide back up.
The water was warm. For a second there, the levity of the situation actually made you really happy, but you kind of catch sight of four, frozen corpses with crabs all around them at the bottom end of the other dock.
It's like climbing back up the ladder. It's like, all right, let's fix this stupid hole.
He goes, wait, I can't. This is all. All right, listen. One, if you ever need help on the seas again, contact us. And he gives you a kind of like insignia, like a kind of calling card, and says most ports will recognize this. I don't have any way for you guys to reach us directly, but if you leave notes and wait, we'll find you. We owe you for that. And secondly, I think our original compensation of a little fish is a little insufficient for what you've done here today. So he looks back toward the rest of the crew, and says, "What say you? Are we doing this or not?" And there's some hemming and hawing and wincing, like they're looking kind of pained. And one of them's like, "Captain, what you're talking about is like a year's bounty, half a year at least." And he kind of shrugs and says, "We will vote on it as always, but a year is better than not being alive anymore, which is what we were facing a moment ago." And they are all kind of like looking back and forth at each other, and he kind of clears his throat and says, "Those four," and asks for the crew to kind of raise their hands. I'm going to do this for a percentile. I'm just going to roll a D100 twice. Whichever gets the higher number is the winner. But I'm going to weight it a little bit for the fours because he's going to vote for, and several other people actually owe you their lives, so they are as well. So the first one is for the fours.
Come on.
D100, and I'm going to call this plus 10? 10. And for the nays. All right, the fours
Whew.
have it. He looks at those around, even at those who voted against, doesn't seem to hold it against them. Apparently, whatever he's negotiating with the crew with is a pretty hefty prize. But the fours have it. The ones who are voting against Psy, this means that their kind of grasp at retirement and finally getting out of this particular dangerous line of life is probably delayed by at least a year, if not more. But they all seem kind of understood that they wouldn't be around anymore had they not been pulled out of the fire just now. He taps his foot a few times, and one crew member comes forward. This guy who had been on the musician team and was a generally friendly fellow that several of you had associated before. And he kind of clears his throat and says, "Treasurer, one for each." And the man kind of nods a little bit, and looks at each one of you individually in your eyes. And a second later, you feel this kind of insertion in your mind. a physical object kind of appears in there, something that you can manipulate in your brain. You can't necessarily see it, but you can feel it. It's got shape and texture and weight. And when you don't focus on it, it kind of goes away. But when you bring it back, it's there like an object that you can kind of tangibly feel.
Oh.
Each one of you kind of gets this appeared. It appears collectively for Da Vinci's and kind of individually for everybody else. Unfortunately, Jean-Luc does not receive one. But everybody else does too. He eventually stops and nods toward the captain and says, "It's done." And the captain goes, "I imagine y'all haven't had these before, have you?
No.
No.
What you're holding on to right now is a miracle. Those are called favor tokens. One of those, you can summon one of the patrons to do unto you a favor of your choice.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
You're holding a small fortune in your minds right now. The Muses tend to accumulate quite a few of those, but it's a little harder for the likes of us. I'm getting a lot of kitchen noise. But this is the primary goal of most eventual currency exchange. Is the opportunity to buy yourself a miracle. I don't necessarily know what you'll do with it. All I can caution you for is to not ask for too much, and not ask for too little, and not ask for anything inside a city. Remember, when you choose to spend that thing, you are actually summoning a patron. They'll show up in the flesh. That doesn't always go over well in public.
That makes sense.
Find yourself someplace distant, be respectful, and you should be fine.
This sounds like a lot. Are you certain?
He nods and says, "Ultimately, it's what everything turns into anyway. You get enough wooden nickels around here, you turn them into tenths. You get enough tenths, you turn them into favors. Everything gets upscaled to the point that you can ask God for a piece. Ask God to spit in your mouth so that you can actually get something good out of it."
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
He taps his head and says, "Those things are real. I don't know what they're made out of, medium probably. Just be careful. If you die, it goes to somebody else. Sometimes it's somebody close to you, sometimes it's someone you know, sometimes it's just a random person. Take care of them. They can be stolen."
Understood.
Fidelity is just kind of staring at his, like, in wonder. Like, oh.
It's in my mind, so I just peck at the air.
It spins like but he kind of clears his throat and says, "All right, make way," and kind of nods to everybody and gives Jean-Luc a little little treat or something, and says, for ignoring all the people who tried to bring you onto the ship, we do have a spot for you if you want it, but Jean-Luc's like, "No." So, all right, just think about it. Sailing's not so bad. You can hear the crew kind of going like, "Sailing fucking sucks." And he tries to kind of like bring his crew's attitudes kind of back up to keel and be like, "What, you bastards didn't want to live forever anyway. It's not like you had lives waiting for you. Come on, what's another year?" And he kicks like some crate and stubs his toe a little bit and goes, "Ah, fuck, all right. We're leaving. Let's get out of here. The rest of you," and he points over to the group of you, "hail to thee, Muses, and I appreciate your assistance. Go take a nap or something before you try to repair somebody else's dock." It occurs to a lot of you that you have not slept in an age, at least not reasonably. There's
Back
a
to
nap
the inn
over
then?
there, but
Safe journey.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the rabbit lady would still let us sleep there?
I think so.
Hope so.
We can always go back and try, and if not, we'll find somewhere else to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You all are able to disembark if you wish.
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
Yep.
There's a kind of repair crew huddling around the hole in the dock and the other fallen dock, like looking a little kind of like baffled if you want to approach them.
I don't.
Nor do I.
I'm a little socialed out.
Okay. You all kind of leave them be and make your way back into town, getting no shortage of
Uh,
fares waiting for you.
I will go to at least one of them,
Okay.
one of the group.
Also, just
Say,
throw,
hey, hey, we'll help you repair that, but we really need to rest a bit first, if it can wait.
They kind of sigh in relief and nod and say, we'll just rope the place off for now. This is gonna hurt incoming commerce though. So if we could, it would just be nice if we'll give you some of the repair fee.
All right.
We just spent all the night getting that ship ready. We really need some rest first.
Right. Just when you're ready. When you're ready. But don't
Yeah.
take too long.
It's dawn, right?
Yeah.
Just out of habit, I lay an egg.
You just kind of like drop it on the dock.
I got you this.
Have an egg in these trying times.
Exactly.
As you turn around, it's just kind of like left behind there. They don't know what to do with this.
Cute.
This is thank you for your gift.
Cue that chapter of Beastars where the chicken girl just spends the whole time talking about how proud she is of her eggs.
There's this kind of like collective looking back and forth of what is that? Like, how do we interpret that?
I'm also a little confused, but it happens to me every day, so
Here we are. The one of them kind of like prods it with a shoe. It falls in the water. It floats.
They're very important. As long as you have them, you don't get eaten.
I like that idea of a cultural faux pas to chicken of like, this is actually a talisman that protects you from disappearing.
Mm.
Do y'all head back to the inn then?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
On the way over there, someone kind of catches your shoulder. It's a big orange hand coming out from one of the side streets. I think it's probably going to reach for Fidelity.
I look over, just like, huh?
It is, in fact, your big tabby friend.
Hey!
And he's got this kind of like eyebrow raised, like, what the hell did you all get up to last night? I heard how the dog is missing.
Morning, Captain.
That's an exaggeration.
Is it?
It's there. It's just in the water.
That doesn't count as there.
I think it does.
I mean, there's like one little... I don't
Yeah,
know what they're called.
It's not half. It's like maybe a third of one of them.
We're gonna fix it after we get some sleep. Ambrose yawns.
He blows out a breath and goes, I really wish it was possible for Muses to not just be as absolutely noticeable as they are. But this shit tends to follow you all around.
We're sorry.
It wasn't our fault.
staying?
We're
Rabbit lady.
staying. Hang on. I might have written it in my notes. Let me wake up my mouse. That's not my notes. This is my notes.
Wheat burrow.
I didn't write it down. I know that her name is Celery. We're staying at Celery's Inn.
He nods and says that clocks. And he goes, all right. Maybe right now we get you off the street really quick before this blows over. Unless you've pre-bought rooms.
We have.
You have. You got like one night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is already used.
Okay.
He goes, why don't you all follow me? We'll put you up in the barracks for an evening. Or, I guess, a morning. Until you've rested up a little bit. And then you can tell me
Thank
what
you.
the hell went wrong.
Trumpeters attacked that ship. And I mean, it wasn't our fault. We were just there.
Mhm.
They did? Why would
Yeah.
they do
Yeah.
that?
That's their business.
Yep, we don't know.
He kind of lifts an eyebrow. Like, is it really? and kind of chuckles a little bit.
And it's like, yeah, it's their business. I'm not. I don't have anything to say about it.
He frowns, but it kind of turns into a smirk after that. And goes, all right, well, mystery of mysteries. I'm sure that's going to be something that's going to have to be explained by the dock foreman. There's probably a name for that. I don't know what a dock foreman is.
Dockmaster?
The dockmaster.
Dockmaster. Okay, by the dockmaster at some point. But as long as he didn't leave a whole bunch of bodies sitting in the harbor, it shouldn't be a problem.
We don't know what to do with the bodies.
He kind of blinks and goes, you let bodies sitting in the harbor? I was kidding.
Well, they're covered in armor. How are we supposed to get them out?
I'm not very strong.
I mean,
There were crabs eating them.
I feel.
I'll get them out when we're done repairing the thing, okay?
He kind of just looks completely exasperated and says, okay, I will need the full story, in fact, after all. But first, let's get some breakfast and find a place to bed you for a little while.
Thank you.
That would be much appreciated, yes.
Fidelity blushes.
He does not correct his phrasing.
I puff out my chest a little.
And we'll bring you off toward a different direction where you had seen him go earlier, which eventually takes you to the interior of what looks like to be a staging area for whatever counts as the militia for this particular keep, which consists of a lot of little caterwaul that are kind of running around and in various degrees of armor and scout gear and stuff like that, and then several very large ones in various groups that look to be roughly his size, clad in thicker armor that leaves their legs free to try to move at full speed, and strung across their backs are these coiled units of these really big chains that look like they can be dragged behind them. Which at like 9 feet tall, these chains are pretty hefty and pretty long. So moving at speed would be sufficient mass to just knock somebody clean over if they hit. They are all doing laps and trying to get themselves physically fit and all that good stuff. You kind of get the feeling that your friend here was at one point likely in somewhat better shape than he currently is. He still has a very muscular build under the additional padding, but still has the shape of somebody who has spent the last 9 years manning an outpost, as opposed to engaging in regular running around the staging area with giant chains on his back.
Bodies change, Emily. Bodies
change. But there's still a lot of good mass under there. It's the feeling of the guy from Full Metal Alchemist when they did the muscle off, but you got the one guy with the beer gut.
Yep.
Yeah, still a great guy.
This is peak cat performance.
Wow, I gotta do it myself. The Da Vinci's watch them training for a moment, then look at each other with that impression. We could do that.
He kind of goes, shh, don't tell them you can do that. Just don't give them an excuse to start trying to recruit you.
Okay. Thanks for the warning.
He just kind of like shakes his hand and goes, listen, I have been fighting all night just to try to keep that particular degree of Inquisition out of Ian's hair while you're here. There is no shortage of people who want to try to recruit Muses into the military. It never goes well.
Oh, he said Ewan's.
Mm.
He's an East Coast kitty.
Yeah, there's no telling where you pick that up. But he'll eventually bring you over to the barracks, provide you with some food, and over the next few hours, several of you can restore some wounds and feel a little bit better. There isn't
Yay.
going to be immediate damage coming your direction right now. The only thing that really kind of happens is about four. Okay, by then you'll be asleep. I'm assuming by the time this conversation happens, which we'll actually go through next time because we don't have enough time to go through it right now, everybody kind of goes to sleep, unless you have some reason not to. But I think everybody kind of needs the sleep at this point.
Oh,
Yes.
Pretty much gonna like eat dinner with everybody, or like eat breakfast and tell. I can't remember his name now.
Harold, I think.
And just be like, where are you staying? I can come chill out and tell you about the stuff if you want. Like, I can tell you everything that happened.
He's like, I'm gonna need to, we'll talk about it here, but then I'll show you all where the showers are, and you can get rinsed off before you bed down for a little while. I also think the shower scene's gonna be entertaining, so we'll save that for next time.
Okay.
But like, they'll do all that. Middle of your sleeping time in 4 hours, both Nugget and Evelyn, your injuries will restore. That's a temporary fix that you received. So you will get those injuries back until you can actually get them properly treated. But that is a thing to worry about for next time. For now, we must conclude.
Yay!
All
Very
right.
fun game.
Thank you,
We
Ami.
did it.
We did it.
It was a lot of fun. Very traumatizing.
Yeah,
Again.
we'll deal with that at the next time too. Bit of a long combat, but there were a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
So that's a thing to kind of look out for. Also, some of the damages and stuff were a little inconsistent just because I was getting used to how these enemy templates are and stuff. So those were pretty formidable enemies. Like, I wanted them to send kind of a group sufficient to wipe out this pirate crew. So I think you all, having 2 people downed and another person nearly downed is actually a pretty good result for that fight. I don't think I mind that it's relatively easy to drop heroes in this because, for the most part, you're pretty resilient, and restoring them after the fact is not terribly difficult to do. But I'm still deciding that. I was thinking about adding additional wounds to everybody, maybe bumping that up by 10 or so.
Okay.
All right.
That may still occur. Other things that I'm going to change: the exploit on incoming threat response attacks is going to get removed. It's just too much damage.
Okay.
So threat response attacks will just be a regular attack.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it's exploit in HSD because otherwise it's really hard to actually do damage with just one singular attack.
The other thing is, like, in HSD, you're just not in melee as often. Most of that
Yeah.
is ranged.
But there's that too, yeah.
Yeah. But like the way that it's working here, I think I don't want it to do quite that much hurt. Also, I think I'm going to change exploit from 2d6 to 1d10, just to make it a little bit swingier.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And
Yeah.
How about 3d4?
That's just a lot of dice to roll.
I keep wanting to say, something to make the game run quicker when there's a lot of enemies like that, but I can't think of any way to, fix that, quotation marks.
So, like, I don't necessarily know that I mind it. Because, like, as long as it's not tedious, each of those guys went down at about 3 hits.
Yeah,
we didn't
true.
always do 3 hits. So, like, missing is a thing. Unless we remove missing from the game, there's always going to be a little bit of swingy this way, but it's not like people were doing insufficient damage. People were doing sufficient damage to drop people pretty readily.
Okay, I gotta hop
yeah,
off there and get ready for my concert. Thank you very much for the game.
Yeah.
Night, guys.
We gotta bounce. We gotta go see